Hello and welcome to Wine for Slobs. I'm joined today by my dear friend Nick. Nick, would you explain to these people your credentials?
Yes, thank you very much for having me. I'm Nick. I'm a sommelier at 11 Madison Park here in New York City. Excited to learn about wine with y'all.
Yes, we have the very best of the very best here and some very interesting palates for you to play with, Nick, as we go on our journey about learning about wine. First, we'll start with Meek Phil. Meek, how many restaurants did you go to last year?
Like 4.
For the entire year, and that's eating establishments.
Yeah.
So do you know a lot about wine, would you say?
Decent amount. I mean, I drink wine at home.
Like, what kind of wines do you like?
I prefer white wine. I actually had wine as recently as 2 weeks ago when the Mets played the Dodgers. I had wine on my mom.
That's very nice. So there is some wine knowledge in there.
Yeah.
Another knowledgeable wine man himself, Young Large over here. You're a guy who used to have wine in the morning on your Sirius show.
Right.
And you've been serious about wine since then.
Yeah, I started entertaining clients and having a corporate card, so I was able to order up very big bottles of wine for a long time. And then once the corporate card went away, so did a lot of those big bottles of wine. But Francis and I, when we did the radio show, there was, I think, maybe a 2-year stretch where we were drunk every Friday morning.
Every morning.
On wine, so.
Good for you, Francis. Absolutely great guy to join in drinking here with Large, but now you'll be joining all of us. What do you know about the fine art of grape?
Boy, you know, where to begin? It's been a journey. It's been a love relationship, and just sort of starting to expand into Italy, because I feel like I've got France nailed.
So the way that this is going to work is this. First, we're going to learn about some different wines, and then we will do an ordered taste test where you will put 5 or 6 wines that you taste in order of what you think is least expensive to most expensive. And the winner will be going home with a very nice bottle of wine.
Ooh. That's right.
Does that sound right, Nick?
That's exactly right.
The best way that we could start this is simply undressing a wine bottle, and I think that that's taking the top off, and I think that maybe everybody gets a crack at it. Meek, would you like to start? Choose your fighter wisely. We went in the order on purpose.
I feel like... Am I like dumb here? Like,
Couldn't have started any better.
The twist off.
Are they all twist-offs?
It just, you know, you need to really get in on it.
Well, I'm not strong here, so...
You know, careful of these
Yeah.
glasses, right?
Yeah,
Just
good.
get your legs on it.
Yeah.
Got like a sink or something I can run hot water under?
That's typically what you would do.
Well,
In my wildest dreams, I didn't think
I just gave you a clue.
it would go quite like this.
The twist off is, I mean, no, I just think you're not gripping it hard
Side
enough.
story.
I'm not a grip king. No, seriously, am I dumb? Like, what am I doing?
You got this.
Am I on the right path?
Well, that is the top.
Yeah, so you have a blade.
I don't know if you want me with a knife.
Meek, I just want you to know how badly I want to help you right now. But I don't
Let
think
him
I
figure this
should.
out. It's
Yeah.
kind of more of a,
Teach a man to fish.
yeah.
Is there like...
That's right.
Okay, what do I do with this?
What's the sharper end of that? Like this side?
Yeah.
Maybe like around there.
I think the truth is, Meek, we need to let you.
Figured this out. Well, congrats on your clip, Rone.
So the one hint, I'm not gonna put my hand on another man's bottle here, but the one hint I'll give you is
I don't feel safe.
I don't feel safe for him. Like, if he bleeds out, we can't do the rest of this video.
Yeah. Very old.
Chipping away at it.
Okay.
yeah. So the hint I was going to give you is that what you're twisting at is just the foil. You're just going to want to get that foil off. That's step 1.
Okay.
Is this real life right now?
No, it's a double. There you go.
Perfect.
There you go. Well done. Very nice, Meek.
And then I know this, I use this.
Why don't you put that blade back so you don't have that?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
See, Francis, you just robbed me of a clip.
I'm sorry. I really don't want him to hurt himself.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I don't want to hurt anyone else.
Of all the wine-related things we planned, we didn't have medical staff
So
standing
we'll
by.
keep pushing down like that and then...
I almost feel like you need to ask for consent.
Am I doing the right thing?
I mean,
This
is going to explode.
There's some leverage involved. Don't bend. There it is.
Very nice.
The cork has been pulled. And you know what? He didn't break the cork.
Yeah,
So
that was
say what you will.
perfect. Yeah, honestly, there's a lot of ways to skin a cat. Large, next up.
I got you.
Okay.
You don't need any help.
There we go.
Wow, really nice. Very good.
Wow, that
Large.
was so easy. There you
That
go.
was very impressive.
Thank you.
And,
Imagine
and now,
Francis pulls out his own wine.
Francois.
I learned a lot from Meek, I'll be honest with you.
I mean, he got the job done.
He sure did. Honestly, I did not even know you could.
Pull it straight out without using the leverage.
I didn't know that you could do it the way he did, from start to finish.
Hello.
That was fancy.
It was a nice little touch.
Yeah, that was very nice.
That was like aura.
Did you guys have a moment like I did where I was like, I don't know if Meek is going to get the cork out of the bottle at any point?
Just the angle. I thought.
Well, I didn't know that you could do it with brute strength, and so I want you to watch how Francis does it because he's going to use the metal as a fulcrum.
Oh, that's what it's for.
Put it down again. But you just did it with brute strength, which is like almost more alpha.
Okay.
Very nice,
Well
Francis.
done. Well done.
Very nice, Francis.
There's different ways to skin a cat.
You guys all got the wine bottle open, right?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
That's the key.
And now we can get on to the wine.
You know, I think since we've got all 3 bottles open, we've got 3 glasses in front of us. Let's calibrate the palates for you guys.
Perfect.
That sounds good, yo.
So what are we starting with in the middle here?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go Riesling right in the center here. I picked 3 wines that I think are actually really nice for not only learning about wine, but just calibrating your palate. You know, Francis and Large, I know you guys used to drink wine in the morning a lot. This is, if you're blind tasting things in the morning, you need to set the palate up. So the wine I just poured for y'all is Riesling from the country that is most famous for the Riesling grape. Anyone have a guess at that country?
Is that Germany?
Wow, well done, boys. Yeah,
Very nice,
absolutely.
gentlemen.
And Meek, wine number 2 is Sauvignon Blanc from a part of France called the Loire Valley. Are you familiar with that part of the world?
No, I probably can't point to it on the map.
There's a very famous river in the Loire Valley. Anyone have a guess?
Isn't it the Loire?
Very good. Francis is on a roll.
And they have all the chateaus there. Chenonceau and Violon.
Can I ask you a question? If you got a guy like Meek and he comes into your restaurant and you open that up, are you still giving him that cork afterwards just to see what he does with it?
That's a great question. I don't actually always present the cork to the guests. It's more like I'll keep it off to the side, and if they ask for it, if they want to keep it. So if he wants it, yeah, for sure, I'll give it to him. But I'm not going to automatically. Did you mean this one? This little thing?
Yeah, the screws up.
All right, gentlemen. So you have 3 wines in front of you, 2 whites, 1 red. The one in the middle.
2 whites, 1 red.
We planned that out. The one in the middle is indeed that German Riesling. Far left is Sauvignon Blanc from Sancerre, a really classic style of white wine. And then on the right-hand side, a red wine from Châteauneuf-du-Pape. Should we taste some wine?
Yes.
Guys?
Do it.
Yeah, go with wine number 1 on the left-hand side. I gave you this wine because it is not only a wine that I think a lot of people are familiar with, Sancerre, but also it is universally used by sommeliers as a palate calibrating wine. It is more or less high acid grape variety, Sauvignon Blanc, especially in Sancerre in a colder region. So this is a wine. This is a wine that is often known for crisp, clean, mineral-driven flavors, and you can kind of set your palate to know what high acidity tastes like. And actually, for wine number 2, I'm gonna let you guys tell me. There's one.
Well, before we get to wine number 2,
sorry,
can I
go
bring
ahead.
something up? There were I noticed a bit of a difference in approach style between the 3 gentlemen, and maybe we could start with the grasp of the grasp of the glass. I think is the best way to start. If we're looking at a white wine, we saw these 2 gentlemen grab from the stem. We saw Meek Phil kind of grab the bull by the balls. What's the best way to grab a glass of white wine?
100%. I don't, again, want to tell people how to live their lives, but if we're going to say what is the socially acceptable way to look like you know how to handle the glass, I'm almost never grabbing from the bowl, and the reason being twofold. One, you're gonna warm up the wine, right? The wine's gonna become a temperature that's not as fun to drink. And also, some people say, I've never really noticed this, but some people say that even like the oils from your hand can affect the way a wine smells and tastes. So actually, that's why we have the stem. So grabbing by the stem is a really nice way, especially makes it easy to swirl like this.
Wow.
I know.
Would you try that?
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Let's see the
Well, I
foot.
already drank mine.
Well, we can give you more. We got a whole bottle.
Well, you did drink all of yours because it was so good, or
Yeah, it was so good. Yeah.
interesting.
I like that.
I noticed the other gentlemen they took more of a smell first. And then Francis did something interesting. He kind of bird bathed it in his mouth, little. So maybe we try that. Like gargle it in the front of your mouth. Try.
Seems like you already swallowed it.
Another sip, another sip, another sip. Maybe just a
Right.
gargle in the front of your
You
mouth.
still got it in there? Give it a little, aerate it a little bit.
I'm rooting for you.
This is really sensual.
Really good.
There was a tongue action there.
Very,
there was a
very
little
erotic.
I mean, it's wine for slobs.
100%. Francis, explain what you did with the kind of bubbling that you kind of hit it with.
I liked how you called it a bird bathing. I've never
Yeah,
called
it didn't. Isn't that kind of what it feels like?
It's like a bong rip. You're getting some air into the wine, and then you kind of letting it pass over the different parts of my mouth. That gives me a little better sense of like the deeper.
So making that noise is not rude. It's actually classy.
Yes.
Like slurping noodles in Japan.
But the real experts do it with more of like a sucking sound, kind of like that. I can't do it though. I haven't mastered that yet.
Can I tell you guys the truth?
Yeah.
It is important, especially when you're blind tasting a wine, to get, as my mentors and teachers taught me, you want to get the wine into nearly every crevice of your mouth, just so that, of course, every taste bud can hit it, but just giving yourself the optimal amount of surface area to taste the wine. However, I'm not going to lie to you and say that I do this when I'm out with friends or when I'm on a date. I'm not going to be bird bathing the wine, because I do think that's giving us the possibility of looking pretty pretentious. So if I'm on a date, I probably will not be making as many noises with the wine in my mouth.
On to the Riesling.
Wait, can I just finish this one first?
Yes, your world.
And Ron, I feel like I gotta get you some wine. You have a glass, right?
I want to point out something that we taught Meek the correct way to hold a white wine glass, and he kind of went right back to kind of cupping the sack with this one.
Oh, I want to.
Make me nervous, man.
Do you want to, do you just
This is
want
a
to just do it your
combo.
I
way?
kind of want to just freestyle it.
This is the hybrid
I respect it. I mean, it's your wine, it's your body, it's your glass,
Yeah.
it's your choice.
clench.
Yeah, the one you do want to avoid, Meek, and I would say I would almost rather you cup the bowl than
I was gonna say this is how I did
Yeah.
before.
this is brutish. This is this is not to be
You don't like
trusted.
Goblet style.
I feel like this was fine.
I'm enjoying that.
Sure. That's dainty.
Next up, we're going to practice with the red wine, a very important skill in all connoisseurs' tasting arsenal, which is spitting. Because of course, as you guys know, I'm sure from your morning tasting days, not every time is appropriate to be consuming the alcohol that we're tasting. You know, in often larger format tastings, you might taste 10, 12, 24 wines at a time, and it's 9 a.m. So we can agree there's a time for spitting to be the appropriate action. So what I'll ask you to do is swirl, smell, taste your red wine, and then we'll give it a classy spit. Do you want me to demonstrate first, or should we let them?
I think let's see what their version of a spit looks like.
Take us out.
Go ahead there. I think we've clearly learned that you're more of a swallower.
Taking your time.
Double take.
Double spit.
There's like a cherub on a fountain.
Want to taste it twice?
I thought that was nice. I mean, you didn't have any like spillage on your lips or anything. Clean spit.
It's pretty good.
That is the thing you want to avoid, especially with red wine. Large looks like he's been there before.
Yeah.
Oh, Sarge. He's been there and back. And what did you see from these 3 spits?
I thought it was all really well done. The one thing that none of them did that I'm proud, I feel like everyone succeeded in not making a huge loud noise with their spit. That can be disruptive to the other tasters. So you want to make sure you keep it in house. Nothing too loud. And I thought you all did a nice job with volume. Nobody spilled anything. I think we're in a good spot. I think we're really honing some really skilled tasters here. Do you guys want to talk at all about what you smelled or tasted with the red wine?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can even practice like picking out notes.
That's great.
Pretty strong.
Yeah.
Well, it's such a jump from this. Right?
Yeah.
It's like,
Right? Yeah. Well, actually, I'm gonna jump on that note, which is amazing because I put those wines next to each other, not just for the going from white to red, but this is a pretty low alcohol white wine. The Riesling grapes can be, or Riesling wines can be wines that have a lower alcohol content. And Châteauneuf-du-Pape is in a really warm place in the southern Rhone Valley and is known as a famously high alcohol red wine, almost always. And so when he said it's pretty strong, it actually even made him cough. What I was noticing is he probably took a big big whiff of ethyl alcohol up his nose, so it's gonna smell like ethanol. And so I like your note.
Yeah, thank
We're
you.
coming around here.
Very nice, Meek.
It's very strong, and that's leading me towards Châteauneuf-du-Pape, 100%.
Very nice.
I mean, the thing that really stood out to me here was not the fruit. I got a lot of red licorice.
Love that. So one would even say candied fruit.
Sure.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't even know what I taste. I just tasted red, the color red.
Yeah. It's kind of like when guitarists can hear a sound and put a color to it.
There is a word, but it's like
Misophonia or something like that, or listomania, or meekophobia. Which one did we like the best, gentlemen? Francis?
I would say I liked the Riesling the best, honestly.
love it.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
What did you like about it?
I just thought it was the most unique and kind of the most drinkable. I thought the Sancerre was a little too dry for me. And I don't know if I was ready for the red yet. If that makes sense.
Large?
yeah, I go 1, 2, 3, Riesling on top, and same way. Like I was still so sweet in the mouth from this. When I try that, maybe kind of jacked me up a little bit. This is good, but maybe something that I'd like to destroy around some food.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I think this could hold up and cut through most.
You
of
know,
the
I
stuff
don't
on
think
my
I got a
plate.
chance to try the.
Oh man, Ron.
Commit.
Oh, it is nice. And it's expensive.
Yeah.
So do you pay extra for the stuff that's floating in
Do a
there?
box of Cipro.
Nasty.
And Meek,
1, 2, 3. This one, I like the sweetness of it.
Love that.
I honestly forgot how this tasted. This, I just prefer
back
white
to
over
well.
red. I just remember this was like really sweet and I like that.
Well, interestingly, they all rank the Riesling as their favorite. And the tip I will give you guys for your own personal lives, like if you're ordering at a restaurant, a thing you can say that you all clearly like is German Riesling. And you could say either off dry, which means slightly sweet, or in this case, you actually like a pretty sweet example of Riesling. So you could, I would say in a restaurant to a sommelier or a wine person, you can comfortably say, I like German Riesling and I like off dry styles with a little bit of residual sugar. That's like the classy way to say sweet, a little bit of
Nice.
residual sugar. You could even level up and say RS.
very nice.
You gonna remember all that?
The words German Riesling and RS. That's all I know.
Are you feeling the wine?
A bit.
Okay. All right, welcome to the blind taste test portion of the evening. The person who tiers the wines closest to their actual prices will be going home with a very nice bottle of wine. Why don't we jump into it?
That's exactly right. Francis, in front of you have 4 red wines of pretty drastically different price points, both high and low and some in between. Going left to right with wine 1 through 4.
This is it? The one on the left, right?
Yeah, you have 4 minutes
Okay.
to taste through them whenever you, I was going to say when you touch the first glass, but it looks like we've started. And so why don't you tell us
This is nice.
about the wines and then give us your rankings.
What made you say it's nice?
Big nose. Very fruit forward. Getting like dark fruit actually on this. This feels like it could be almost like a Cabernet, probably. I mean, I'm gonna say stuff, I could be dead wrong, but
Just say it. It's fun.
mhm.
Wait,
This
and if you're
feels like
dead
a
right,
cab.
the reward outweighs the the risk.
But cab would be in like Bordeaux, so. Whoa, this is really funky. Super different. Super different on the nose. Okay, that's a Pinot, would be my guess. Nice Pinot, but I would guess that that's probably not as expensive as the one that feels like it's from Pomerol or.
Moving right along to number 3.
Interesting. That feels a little bit like it's Pinot as well, which makes me feel like I probably got this one wrong. But of the two, these two, this is better.
And the final one.
That's the cheapest, I think. Ugh, fuck, it's hard. Actually, hold on. There's a nice finish on that.
Oh, wow.
That's better than I thought. Okay.
There's not one that's sticking out to you that is clearly the cheapo wine? Or is there?
I mean, if I had to guess, I would say this is probably the cheapest.
Wine number 3.
Yeah.
Okay, and how about most expensive?
Exactly.
If I had to guess the most expensive, it's one of the two on the outsides. This is just kind of a coin flip for me. I would say I do think it's the first one. The first one I thought was the most expensive.
Yes.
Okay? No, excuse me. 1 is most expensive, then 3, then 4, then 2 is what I thought.
Thoughts right away?
Yeah, so this is a real drinkable wine. I don't know if that means anything to you guys, but and this is a red. I don't know where I would tier this yet, so I want to see what else we got
Perfect.
before I make any kind of decisions.
The intermediate water sip. Cleanse the palate.
And I'm going this way.
Yep. And there's your second one right there.
Wine number 2.
Let's see what he has.
Obviously another red, but wow, this is difficult. This
It's hard. It's hard.
It does. This is what makes you into an idiot.
What are you getting from it? The second one.
I'm getting similar. So one's got to be cheaper than the other, right? So these are my 2 reds, right?
Yep.
This is a bigger nose. Okay, so I'm going to put this so far as the more expensive of the 2. So I'm going to have most expensive here.
Let's get on to number 3.
Yeah.
Very delicate, dainty.
Okay. So we're in the whites. And I can do this all day, actually, even though it's difficult.
And what did we think of that last one?
I gotta be honest, Ron, it's so weird doing it like this. I can't believe I've never done this before, but
It's nice, right?
yeah, it's real difficult. So until you get something to compare it to,
Well, how did it compare to the first 2?
just different, apples and oranges with the white versus reds. But I mean, just to compare it to these 2, and then try and figure out. So this is the one where I get a little melon off of it. Am I crazy with that?
It's your palate. You know, we're kind of on your journey.
This is going to make idiots out of us all.
No, don't say that. I mean, what if you get it perfect?
So now this is my 3, and this is my 4 that I just tried.
That's right. Yeah.
So I think that if I stay in the same vein, I'm going to go, that's my most expensive red. I'm going to say this is my most expensive white.
So we're going to keep them in the same orientation for just for us. So number 4 is
I
your number 2.
apologize.
No,
Yep,
you're
number
good.
4 is my number 2. And then as far as the jump ball, I will go 3. And then this first white wine might be the cheapest. So 2, 3, 4. I don't know. 1,
So
2,
1,
3, 4.
Yeah, 1, 4, and then
1,
2, 3.
1, 4, 2, 3.
1, 4, 2, 3. All right, perfect.
Is that it?
Can I ask Large one question before he gets
Take
up?
it as
So Large, for 3 and 4, the white wines that you called there, what kind of white wine are you imagining they are?
So I didn't get like a lot of butteriness off it, so I'm gonna take out maybe that's not a Chard. I'm not a white wine guy, so it doesn't, like I'd be more of a dessert guy, like a Sauterne or something sweet like a Riesling.
Yeah.
And I didn't get too much sweetness off of either of those. They're a little drier than what I would normally have if I had white in the glass. So I'd have a tough time picking the grape.
Mystery white wines.
Yeah, but I don't think I have that in my bag anyway, so I don't know. I want to kind of drink them all again now, so if I'm overthinking it. But I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with it. 1, 4, 2, 3.
I can taste all of them.
That's right. There is a spit cup on the far right.
Well, I'm gonna drink all.
We'll get rid of that.
Down the hatch, drank the whole thing, so no going back.
Sure.
We can pour you some more if you'd need it. Thoughts on the first one?
Pretty good. Tasted white. I think I'm right on that.
Yep.
Can you give me the?
There's a second one right there.
This
You
is
got it.
number 2. Okay.
Okay.
Now I'm curious to see if he keeps up the strategy of just
Down the hatch. Okay, more of a sip,
a little bit more reserved. Yeah.
refined
Maybe
approach.
that means something about what he thinks about the wine.
What are you getting on this second one, Meek?
It's strong. Drink it too fast. All right.
So what's that tell you about the wine? How's it compared to the first one?
Well,
I think I just got a good whiff of the wine from the burp.
That was nice.
that's strong as fuck. I'm gonna say that one's. I know that one's more expensive than 1.
Right, because it's stronger.
It would make sense.
Right. Yes. On to the next.
Number 3.
Can you just like fix?
Yeah.
I'll hold your hair back while you throw up.
Go ahead with 3.
It's right in front of you right here. Shaking it up like some dice.
The man has a strategy.
Yeah. Okay, what do we think of that one?
That one's good. Not as strong as 2, but strong.
So how would you put it in the between?
2, 3, 1 right now in terms
2,
of
3,
expensive.
1. Okay.
2
one.
being the most expensive.
Yes.
1 being white.
Yes.
Great.
And here's your last one.
Not bad.
Very nice. Oh, that's a good sign.
Whew.
Always a good sign whenever there's a cough, because that means it's strong.
I'm gonna go 2, 4, 3, 1.
2 the most expensive. 1 the least expensive.
Correct.
2, 4.
3, 1.
Okay, perfect. Meek, thank you so much. And let's get to our winner of Wine for Slobs. You all tasted 4 different wines. I'll now order them from most expensive to least expensive. Our most expensive.
Wine number 1.
Wine number 1, which is a
Cabernet blend from California. Arguably certainly in the conversation for the most recognizable labels in the United States right now. Caymus, it's a Cabernet blend. Big, bold. Francis, you called out Cabernet on that one. I think a couple
Both said a big nose.
Yeah, and so did Large as well. So I thought everybody did a pretty good job tasting that one. If I'm not mistaken, I think Meek called that one a white wine.
I thought it was, yeah, I might have. I didn't really taste it, I just chugged it.
Our second most expensive.
Also Cabernet dominant wine from Bordeaux. This is Pagode de Causse from Saint-Estèphe, so the northern part of the left bank of Bordeaux. A winery that makes really expensive wines. This is their second wine. We're talking about $50 to $60 retail price for that wine.
Very nice. Our third most expensive wine.
Wine number 4. Pinot Noir here. Another wine from California, a great producer from the Pei family, Pei Vineyards here in Sonoma. This is Pinot Noir, so significantly lighter in body and hovering in that same price range as wine number 2. So we're talking somewhere around $40 to $50.
Has anyone ever said how close to a white wine that Pinot Noir is?
You know?
You did label those last two a white wine,
I know
didn't
I did.
you?
I
Yeah,
know
both
I did.
of those
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said
At
were
my
white
age,
wines.
I need all my senses.
You did say white wine, and they are red. However, certainly wine number 4, the Pinot Noir, is the lightest bodied. So if you were going to call
Thank
one
you for
white
that.
wine, you know.
Sometimes you gotta see color to taste it. That's how it works.
I don't see color.
That was weirdly profound.
Yeah.
And finally, our fourth most expensive, and the one that Meek Phil chose as the most expensive. The strongest, a Frontera.
It's true. This one from the bodega across the street, $9.99 a bottle. It's Chilean Cabernet Sauvignon. So funny enough, the same grape as wines 1 and 2, but from Chile. Screw cap, you know, your favorite way to open the wine, Meek. And
Does it still taste and feel like the nicest one for you?
Is this it?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
yeah,
Still the best.
It's the only one that actually offers you the chance to win tickets to the Grammys. So that's nice.
before we reveal our winner, tasting for quality and tasting for price like that, things that I'm often looking for. I heard you guys call some of these things out. Wines that are more expressive on the nose, wines that have definitely a presence of oak, so like vanilla, toast, smoke, baking spices. Oftentimes there's a textural or mouthfeel element to expensive wines that just doesn't exist in wines that are cheaper and made in a more, let's say, robotic way, at wines that are made in mass. And so those wines, the least expensive, to me, wine number 4 is really thin. It's doesn't have a long finish. It feels very thin.
Like a white wine.
But you said it was red. You said that number 4 was red, or no?
Yeah, no, this one was.
That was the one you said was red.
I could tell from just the nose that this was shit. I smelled it and I was like, that's gasoline.
And that's what Meek liked about it. So, you know, different strokes for different folks.
But I would also say a learning thing for somebody maybe like Meek as well is that you not only didn't differentiate between the most expensive, but the one that you did perceive to like the most was cheaper. So maybe an opportunity for you when you're drinking wines, you can say, I'm fine with the less expensive wines because you know you're not going to get the reward of tasting the more.
Do you want to juxtapose what this was the most expensive and that's the cheapest? You want to try them next to each other and see if you feel any different now that you taste them both?
Yeah, cups it like testicles.
I still like this one better.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
I think Meek learned something about what wines he can buy for himself too, which is not necessarily bad.
The most important part of this competition was getting it correct. And with the answer of 1, 3, 4, 2, our winner, who will be going home with a very lovely Chardonnay, is young Francis over here, who got it right on the nose. And that's not a wine term.
Thank you.
He absolutely nailed it.
Hooray.
Little trophy
Very
bottle
nice,
for you.
Francis.
It's Walter Scott, amazing producer in the Willamette Valley of Oregon, husband and wife team making delicious, delicious wines. American Chardonnay in one of its finest forms.
Unbelievable. Thank you so much.
You definitely, you didn't call any of them white, which I think was the differentiator between you and Large.
The only one.
That's amazing. I'm thrilled.
Very, very well done.
Yeah.
And congratulations to you, Francis.
Thank you.
Congratulations
Good stuff,
to
Meek.
you, Large. We'll have some wine for you to take home as well.
Screw cap, you can take it home.
Amazing. This has been Wine for Slobs. Adios.